Down below, I'm gonna put a list of everything that you can eat. This is a list I created myself and the exact list that I followed on my diet plan. Hey everyone, I hope everybody is doing great today. I've already posted 2 videos on my channel about my weight loss, but people are still asking me like what was my exact routine, what did I eat, so this is kind of a video just to summarize all of that up for you guys. A lot of people struggle with keto because they don't really understand what it is. We usually see carbs and sugar in almost everything that we eat, so I get how it could be kind of confusing, so I'm here to clear that all up for you. And I lost about 115 pounds at the beginning of this year. I lost this weight by doing keto, intermittent fasting, and exercise in a fasted state. My routine was I would wake up in the morning, then I would go to the gym fasted, so I would only have either black coffee or water essentially. I would do cardio, I would run on the treadmill, I would do the bike, and I would do the elliptical machine, and here and there just other machines that induce cardio. Then I would go and sit in the sauna for about 15-20 minutes, and then I would wait until 12. So I would probably go to the gym around 7-8 a.m. and I would wait to eat until 12 p.m. At 12, that's when I would have my first meal. I would usually just have 1 meal a day, and the reason why I did that was because I had a very busy lifestyle. I would wake up early, I would go to the gym every day just as I do now, and I would eat, and I would like to eat before I did my activities for the day just so I wasn't hungry and I wasn't thinking about food. You don't have to do keto, you don't have to do 1 meal a day if you don't want to. That's just what I did to lose my weight. There are many other methods of weight loss, but this method just worked for me. We break down keto when we try to figure out what it is. It's essentially no sugar, no carbs. There's different forms of the diet. There's different things that you could do. You could do paleo, you could do Atkins, you could do keto, you can do carnivore. It really just depends on what you're most comfortable with. So when you're on keto, it's either under 50 carbs a day or 25 carbs a day if you're doing strict keto. I did strict keto. Things that don't have a lot of carbs include things like all types of meat barely have any carbs in them, so steak, chicken, all of that stuff barely has any carbs in it. Dairy products that have higher fat, butter, cheese in general, heavy cream, things of that nature, things that have higher saturated fat. Can you eat fruit on this diet? No. Fruit has sugar in it, and sugar is a carb, and therefore you cannot eat it. It doesn't matter if it's coming from honey, it doesn't matter if it's coming from fruit, it doesn't matter if it's coming from processed food. You cannot have a lot of carbs on this diet. If you have a lot of carbs or a lot of sugar in your system when you're trying to be on this diet, it will kick you out of ketosis. Your body won't be able to maintain that fat burning mode because it needs to go into a certain starvation mode to be able to burn your fat as your energy fuel source. Keto is essentially high fat, very high fat, moderate protein, and very low carb. So what does that look like typically? In my opinion, a perfect keto meal would be some non-starchy vegetables, because vegetables that are starchy have a lot more carbs than non-starchy vegetables. So like broccoli, lettuce, spinach, avocado, vegetables like that, that would be a perfect type of vegetable to have. That would usually be your carbs for the day. For instance, I would have avocado, or I would have a salad with avocado in it. Perfect keto salad to make is a Cobb salad that has egg, that has bacon, that has lettuce, it has dressing, which is also keto. Pick your non-starchy vegetable, then pick your choice of protein. You need to kind of get that protein in there so you can balance your macros out. To clear it up, I would have a piece of steak with butter on top. That would be high fat, and then my moderate protein, and then I would have broccoli on the side with that. That would be a perfect keto meal to have, because then you have your high fat, you have your moderate protein, and then you have your carbs. Starch turns into carbs, and carbs turn into sugar. Everything essentially turns into sugar. People usually go on keto because they want to lose weight. They want to be slimmer, and the thing that they want to focus on, of course, is losing fat. We need to starve our body of sugar so it can focus on getting our fat for energy. Sugar stores into our fat cells. When your body is hungry, or it hasn't eaten, or it has no sugar in its system, it'll start breaking down your fat cells, because when you eat too much excess sugar, sugar gets stored into your fat. And when you don't have that sugar at all, then your body starts to break down the fat to get to the sugar that was stored. We eat too much, we overconsume, and so our body stores everything inside of us just in case. You're not starving, you're not harming yourself. If anything, you're helping yourself because fasting is very beneficial. Sugar causes inflammation, sugar causes sickness, and so when you stay away from that, I almost promise you that you will see a change within your results. High-fat foods include things like cheese, butter, heavy cream. Avocado is also high-fat. Nuts are very high-fat too. Say it with me. Pick your choice of carb, which should be a non-starchy vegetable, broccoli, avocado, lettuce. Pick your choice of meat. At the moment, I do not eat keto anymore. I am a vegan, but if you are doing vegan keto, tofu is also a great alternative. This plant-based meat from Beyond the Meats or something like that, where each serving has 20 grams of protein, so that's also a good choice. And then pick your choice of fat to go along with that. So my meals typically in a day when I was losing weight and I was dieting specifically, I really restricted myself. I never used to eat well, ever in my entire life. So when I started doing keto, I lost weight relatively fast. Lost about 100 pounds in 4 months. For me specifically, and my body type, when I was doing keto, I had to restrict myself from a lot of meals because I bloat very easily. I've explained this in a lot of my videos about how my diet is kind of different from people's in general because I don't like feeling bloated. I feel like carbs hold a lot of water, especially for me. I was dealing with PCOS in the past and I had health issues, so I used to hold excess water and I used to feel very bloated and very watery, and so even now to this day I try to stay away from carbs as much as I can. I still don't eat fruit till this day. For me personally, what I did, because a lot of people ask what I did specifically, I ate once a day. The way I did it was very extreme. I had a hormonal disorder. So for me, it was more medical. I had an issue and I had to stop, or I had to do something to change it. It wasn't like I felt like I had to starve myself and limit my food intake because I wanted to be thinner. I just want to put that out there. Examples of keto meals, I'm going to use fast food ideas. So for instance, if I were going to In-N-Out, because In-N-Out can be keto, I would go and get a double protein style. At In-N-Out, protein style means no bun. When you're on keto, you can't have bread because bread is a carb. Carbs turn into sugar, and that's the whole point, to stay away from sugar. Protein style, so no bread. And no spread, because I found out that they put sugar in their spread. So we cannot have spread on our double. Sandwich would be lettuce, 2 pieces of meat, cheese, and tomato. And that would be your perfect keto sandwich. You need to substitute things for other things, such as bread for lettuce. The milk that you drink has sugar in it. You may need to buy the unsweetened version of it. In the morning for breakfast, I would have a couple of eggs with bacon and avocado. For dinner, I would have a piece of chicken and broccoli with some butter on top of the broccoli, a piece of cheese on top of the broccoli, or something just to get my fat in. Nuts are very rich in nutrients and they are very, very high in fat. Really heart healthy for you. They curb hunger like crazy, but the only thing is they are higher carb. Just because they're little does not mean anything. They have a lot of calories in them too, and it's easy to overeat them, and if you overeat them, accumulate too many carbs and then be kicked out of ketosis, so just be mindful of that. A substitute for pasta could be like zucchini noodles. You can use cheese still, you can use cream still, you can put some chicken in it. All you need to do is substitute the noodles for zucchini noodles. If I go to Chipotle, I'll get a salad bowl, no rice and beans, chicken, sour cream, guacamole, and cheese. That is the perfect keto meal. Your choice of saturated fat, your choice of protein, your choice of low-carb vegetables. That is how you follow the keto diet with every single meal. As a snack, at In-N-Out, they have these things called Flying Dutchmans, and it's basically 2 pieces of meat with cheese in the middle. I know that sounds kind of gross, but when you're hungry and you're on keto and you don't want to add carbs, you want to stay in ketosis, that's a perfect way for a snack. Keto means no fried foods, Keto means no processed food. The focus of keto is to basically cook at home, use whole food, use healthy food. They discipline you in your life choices when you go out. When you go to a restaurant, you will find that there are not many keto options when you go inside. Things like jerky are really good for you to snack on too, because they essentially have no carbs because they are meat. Things like seeds, basically things that come from natural sources that you know aren't gonna put a lot of calories on you, so like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, are protein bars that do not have sugar in them, but I would advise against protein bars because they can become very addicting. Sugar-free protein bars also usually have a lot of sugar and alcohol in them that can cause stomach issues for you, so just be cautious of that. Can you drink juice? No. Can you drink soda? No. You can absolutely have no sugar, zero sugar at all. That means nothing sweet at all. If you need to sweeten something, then use a sugar-free sweetener. Use stevia if you have to. I would advise against Splenda. I would advise against Equal because they are not real. They are made in a factory, and stevia comes from a plant and it's more natural. I would have either black coffee, or I would have coffee with heavy cream in it, or some type of sugar-free sweetener. I would get tea and put unsweetened milk in it, like almond milk, coconut milk, things of that nature. Not just because you're following keto that you should drink these things, but you should just drink them because your body needs to be hydrated at all times. Your body needs water. Coffee is, I believe, 95% water. So is green tea. So is lettuce. This stuff helps you, it hydrates you, it nourishes you. You have to really look at what you're putting into your body. Just because stuff tastes good, because it looks good, because it smells good, doesn't mean that it's good for you. To this day, I don't drink soda. The only things that I drink are black coffee, or I would have coffee with an unsweetened milk of choice. I don't drink milk at all. I don't consume any dairy. I drink water every day. If I do want something sweet, I will drink sparkling water, but I only get one brand, and I make sure I can read all the ingredients on the label. Or tea. That's it. You don't need to be drinking anything else. Soda and juice, it's so harmful for you, and your body doesn't need that to feel hydrated. If you're thirsty, that means you're already dehydrated and you need to drink water. Down below, I'm gonna put a list of everything that you can eat. This is a list I created myself, and the exact list that I followed on my diet plan. This is a list of the things that you can eat, that you can consume, and that you can kind of mix and match. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's extremely hard staying away from sugar. I used to love snacks. Like, I used to eat like Sour Patch Kids every single day. I used to eat like crazy. I used to eat brownies, cookies, muffins every single night. Sweetened iced coffee and sweetened lattes and frappuccinos. It's not good for you. Yeah, it sucks trying to give up some of the things that are pleasurable, but at the same time, it's hurting your body. I hope this video helps someone and answers some of you guys' questions. I love that you guys are interacting with me and talking to me about you guys' journey. I'm here to help. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Feel free to leave a comment underneath. I'll try to respond to it if I see it. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I hope it was informative.